I am back. Welcome to my YouTube video created by Carrie Lee. Today we are going to be talking a little bit about creating characters for our stories and also naming our characters. So that's what we're going to be focused on today. Excuse my dog in the background. I have three, so there's a good chance you'll see any of the three in this video. Also, excuse my mess in this direction. Y'all, it's been stressful. So, anyways, please excuse everything that you see behind me, and also this. Okay, we're gonna ignore all that because this is real life, and this is how real life is. Okay, it's messy. It doesn't look great all the time. So, anyways, I have to be honest. I have been a little bit stressed over my book. I Imposter syndrome is real. And I know that that's something a lot of writers struggle with. And I'm not sure how to get past it. I read all of the quotes, I do all of the mind work, I do all of the affirmations and all of those things. And imposter syndrome still finds me. I don't think I'm the only one that happens to. I think this is pretty unique with writers in general. We tend to have the opposite problem of arrogancy, in that we tend to think that our writing's never good enough, we're not good enough, there's always things to be fixed and perfected. And I have to just keep reminding myself that progress is better than perfection. I have to keep reminding myself that. And also, comparison is the killer of creativity. I remind myself of that one a lot too, because I will compare myself to other writers that are, I feel like, making quicker process in their book than I am. And I have to remember that my journey is my own, and I will get to the end of my journey when it's time for me to get to the end of my journey. So, all of that being said, I just wanted you all to know that that's something I'm going through right now, and that if anybody out there is also going through that, I feel you. I feel you, but we will get through it together. So, after the last video, um, I spent a little bit of time kind of going through everything that I already had down for my fantasy novel, my outlines and my notes and my index cards and all of those things. And I have decided to switch gears a little bit. I'm not switching gears with my story, but I think I'm going to switch gears a little bit with my process. I was watching a video on the 27 point outline. And that's something I'm interested in looking into a little bit more. I'm fine with the outline I have, but I would like to come up with a way to get a little bit more specific in my plotting points, in my scenes, so that when it's time for me to sit down and write, it's really, really easy for me to sit down and write. And right now, I feel like that I have a lot of holes. I feel like that I have enough to maybe sit down and write, for instance, like scene 1, 3, 7, 10, and 13. But I'm like missing the pieces of the in between. And that makes it very difficult to just sit down and write. And if I can't just like sit down and write and follow an outline step by step by step and just fly through it, it's not going to work for me, because any instance I have to pause is going to be an instance for me to second guess myself, and to then spend more time in the second guessing and the fixing than in the just writing. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. So I decided to switch gears a little bit. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to slow down, and I'm going to stop all of the plotting right now, and I'm going to stop all of the writing right now. I'll still do notes for brainstorming and things like that. But I think I just want to slow down a little bit. I want to get back into the fun of it. I want to get myself back into the joy of this story and the joy I have writing this story, and kind of get my feet back under me a little bit before I proceed with working on the 27 point outline, should I decide to use that. And if you guys have any other outlines that you enjoy, feel free to send them to me. I'm interested in looking at a variety of different ones to just find one that fits for me. Like I said, the Save a Cat one that fits for me, I'm still going to use it, but I think I want to just like add more to it, if that makes sense. I just want to get a little bit more specific. All right, so anyways, part of me getting back into the fun of my storytelling and my world building and all of that was going to be for me to focus more on the character building, the creature building, the world building, and all of those things I get really excited about. And so that's what I'm going to be doing in this video. I want to show you guys the characters that I have so far. I shouldn't say that. It's not characters I have so far. It's character inspiration that I have so far on my Pinterest board, and also some name inspiration that I have on my Pinterest board. So I definitely want to show you guys those. And then also in this video, I will link, if I can figure out how to do that, I will link the Pinterest boards so that you guys can actually get on there and see what I have and follow right along with me if you want to. And maybe save some of those pins to your own Pinterest boards as you're doing your own world building. Goodness gracious, my mind moves so much quicker than my mouth. So yeah, that's what we're going to do in today's video. Please feel free to make sure you comment any questions or anything like that you have. I'd love to engage with you guys. I'd love to help you as much as I can. That's what all this is about. This is all us going through this process together, learning from each other, and just trying to do this writing thing the best that we can. So with all of that being said, let's go ahead and look at some of the character inspo I have. All right, everyone. So the first thing I wanted to do is I wanted to show you my Pinterest board, and I wanted to look at character inspiration first. So when you are on Pinterest, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Pinterest. Just in case you aren't, let me go ahead and show you what you do. So you go ahead and you go to Pinterest, click on it. I'm already logged in. So when you want to search something, what I would search is I would search something like maybe like fantasy world character woman warrior. Enter. And it's going to bring up all of these different characters that you can then save to a board. So for instance, in my story, the characters are black and brown. So I'm going to change this to fantasy world character, black woman warrior. And I'm press enter. So let's say that I feel like this right here is something that is a pen that gives me really good inspiration for the character in one of my characters in my book. I would go ahead and I would click save, and it went ahead and it was saved to my character inspiration board. But if you don't already have an inspiration board saved or created, if you don't already have a Pinterest board created, then you can just go to it and you can click on the save button. And you can create a board. So like, let's say I want to create this and I want to name it characters for my book. And if you want everybody like public to be able to see your Pinterest board, then you just click create. If you want only yourself to see your Pinterest board, then you click secret, and only you will be able to see your pins. So for right now, I'm just going to keep it public, and I'm going to hit create. So I now have a Pinterest board that's called characters for my book. So then when I go to my profile right here, is my board. I click on it and it has the pin that I saved. So you're able to go through and basically make your own like inspo board for the characters for your book. All right, so now that I've shown you how to do that, I will show you my character inspirations that I have. So for right now, the characters that I have in my book, I have a main female character, and then I have 4 side male characters that are kind of like main-ish, like main side characters. And then I have 2 other females that are like side main characters. And then I have right now about 6 other characters that are not main, or I mean, they're side characters, but they're just like really in the background. So that's where I'm at right now. So what I did is using my imagination on what I felt like a character would look like, I would just search in Pinterest using that criteria of what I felt like a character might look like. And that's how I came up with all these, and then I just saved them. So I have an older woman character in my story, and she's going to be an older woman that is very sweet and soft, but stern. And she is also going to be a character that is very much into doing spells and writing runes and, doing herbology, I guess is the word. So I wanted to go through and find a woman that would maybe inspire me to be able to write that type of character. I'm a very visual person, so that's why being able to see art that other people make really does help me in my writing. So I found her. I found this one over here. And let's see. This one over here I really like. Let's see, are there any other ones? I thought I cleaned this board up yesterday, but maybe not. I might have to go through and do that again because I have some other stuff on here that's not character inspiration. So it looks like that's basically what I have for my older lady character as far as inspiration. Now, clearly, when I go on ahead, this is a good one right here too. Clearly, when I go ahead and I am writing my character, I'm not going to obviously describe the character, how they look in this picture. But what this does is this just helps me with my creativity. It helps my imagination to be able to think about little things like, oh, well, what kind of jewelry does she wear? What style is her hair in? What color are her eyes? What do her hands look like? So it's just going to make me think about those things that I maybe wouldn't think about if I wasn't looking at a picture. Does that make sense to y'all? So that's what I have for the woman character, the older woman character. And then these other ones are just, like I said, it's character inspo for characters that I have in my story. So none of these characters are actually going to look like this, but I did want to give you guys a little bit of a view of things that I was saving on my Pinterest board right now as character inspiration. I also love how these pins give inspiration on clothing and hairstyles. Those tend to be things that I struggle with coming up with on my own when it comes to fantasy characters. So, I mean, like, I probably wouldn't have been able to come up with, this type of clothing and accessories. I mean, look at all these bracelets and rings. Like, those are amazing. And the shoulder wear, I don't know what you would call that, but it's probably like armor. but those are things that I wouldn't have came up with on my own that I love, and I may want to add something similar to my characters. I like how he has his earrings like on both sides of his ears. I'm not sure if it goes all the way around or if it's posted through, but that's something that I could think about. Maybe I want to do something like that with one of my characters, or the tattoos that are almost like a grid going up his neck. I like that as well. So these are all things, bushy eyebrows. Those are all things that I wouldn't think of on my own, that Pinterest really helps me with my character building. So I just wanted to show this to you and give you an idea of what I am doing for my character inspiration. As you can see, this story that I'm writing is very fantastical. It is going to be maybe a bit Afrofuturistic. It's definitely going to be definitely like fantasy world building. It's definitely gonna have things that we don't see here. You know, I may have things like several moons in the sky, or crazy excuse me, crazy like volcano stuff going on in the background, or spirits, things like that. I may have. I'm not 100% sure yet with all the specifics, but these are all things that I am using for inspiration for my book. So I would encourage you to definitely, when you are coming up with your characters, one of the fun things about doing this is getting on Pinterest and creating a Pinterest board of what your book characters look like. So like, I like this idea here of an idea with maybe some different type of face painting or face tattoos. I think that's interesting. This piercing is really interesting. And then I also have a variety of animals in my story. So I did make an animal board as well that I will show you at a later time. But I just wanted to give you guys a quick glance of this. Like I said, I will go ahead and link my Pinterest board to this video. It is public, so you are more than welcome to follow it, and I will be continuing to add more pins as I go along. I like to lay in bed at night when I'm tired and maybe my hands are sore and I don't want to do any more writing or anything like that, but I still want to work on my story a little bit in my head. I will get on Pinterest and I will just throw ideas onto a board, and you can get very specific with your boards if you want to. So I will show you another board of mine here. Let's see. So these are all the boards I have right now. Let me see. Some of these you're not going to be able to see because they're personal. There's nothing crazy on them, but it's just stuff that like different nail designs for when I go get my nails done. Like, I'm not trying to bother y'all with that, but it's still some things that I wanted to save as far as just giving me ideas. So character name inspiration. This is another one that I made. This one, I need to add to. I just started this board, but I wanted to get down some names that I thought were really interesting. If nothing else, it will just inspire me to come up with my own names. Maybe you can take a name that you think is cool and you can switch the letters around a little bit and come up with your own take on that name. So I also would say that this is a very good idea to create a board with name ideas for your characters. So, I mean, I think some of these names are really cool, especially these goth names over here are names a lot of those are names I haven't heard of or wouldn't have thought of. And, some interesting last names for your characters. That's cool. To be honest, I hadn't really even thought about my characters' last names yet. So again, just having this on my Pinterest board reminds me like, oh, when I'm doing my character building, I need to be coming up with full names, not just first names. So again, I think Pinterest is really great for just helping you with your writing process, character building process. So that's what I have for my character name inspiration and my character building. I just wanted to show you guys that. Also, I want to show you my Notion board. And this is something I did also for inspiration for my book, and also to track my writing, track all of my book information. I can throw my outline in here. I can throw, chapters in here. I can throw cover art in here, all of those different things. So I really enjoy this Notion. This is not a template that I came up with on my own. This is a template that I bought off of Etsy. If you guys are interested in this template, I can definitely link it below. It wasn't that expensive. I think I paid like $16 for it, and I absolutely love it. It has deadline tracker, work session tracker, weekly planner. It has all of these different segments in it, or sections in it, that then you click on. So for instance, I wanted to show you guys my characters. So I click on characters, and I then have pictures for inspiration of all my characters. I have their role. I have estimated ages. I have their names, if I have their names, already created. Some of them I just have like head of villain army or good elder, because I'm not sure yet what I'm going to name them. But then if you actually click on one of these, it actually takes you to a page, and I haven't filled these out yet, but it actually takes you to a page where you can put all of this information, and this template's already created for you. So all of this personality, quirks, appearance, relationships, all this was already in here. All of this is already in here. So I can delete what I want, and keep what I want as well. And you also can then add new if you want to add new. But these are a good start. I will probably leave these categories in here, and go ahead, and then on each one, like for education, click open. And now you're going to talk here about the education that this character has. What school did they go to? How far in school did they go? What did they specialize in, or what were their interests? Who all did they go to school with? Things like that. And the important part of this is just so you have consistency throughout your story. You want to make sure that you, for instance, know a belief that your character has. You want to make sure you have note of that somewhere, so that when you are writing your story and you are at a part where maybe a decision needs to be made, your character isn't doing something that would go against their belief that you've discussed earlier in the story, if that makes sense. So if I believe that, or for instance, let's say I'm scared of water and I can't swim, and then later in the story you have me diving into a pool and having fun, like that's contradictory. That doesn't make sense. So by being able to keep your notes all together in a space like this, where when you're going along and writing, you can be double checking to make sure you have consistency throughout your story, is a really good idea. And I definitely would suggest using Notion, or some type of, even if you just use a Google Docs, like something to be able to keep track of all of that information somewhere. So that's the characters that I have right now, the pictures that I have right now that represent my characters. Again, obviously, my characters aren't going to look just like that. I feel like that would be a lack of integrity for me to, describe my character exactly like this. It would be copying off the artist who created this in a way, but it just gives inspiration for my character creation. All right, so I just wanted to show that to you guys. Again, I definitely, if I were you, I would do a Notion template. And if you're interested in that, I will definitely link this one that I got off of Etsy. Etsy has a ton of them. So if your story you're writing is a romance, or something that's not fantasy, you want something that is more like romance ish, I should say, then you'll definitely be able to find that in Etsy as well. You just would look up Notion template romantic or something like that, and you'd be able to find a whole bunch of different ones. Now, these pictures did not come with the template. They did come with pictures that were cool, but I went through and I changed all these pictures to fit my personal story, which is like using this color scheme and things like that. And these pictures are all just from either Pinterest or Unsplash free pictures. So I didn't pay for any of those. One thing I really like is that you can do a series list, or you can make your own pages with any type of category that you want. I created a series list here because I wanted to be able to just, if I decide to do a series, I wanted to be able to have a place to go ahead and jot down those notes. I don't even know if I'm going to do a series yet, but if I decide to, I want to be able to just put notes in those areas. And also, another thing that's important for me is to be able to have a brain dump area, which I have here. Um, I have a lot of random thoughts throughout the day, so it's nice to be able to have a place to put all of those. So when I am trying to come up with maybe like a story change, like a change in direction, I mean, in my story, or maybe I feel like that there needs to be something more exciting that happens in a scene, I may already have some ideas down in that little brain dump area that I can choose from. You can upload internet links, like you can embed pages in here, upload internet links, you can put pictures. I have my Spotify on here. um, I really like this work session tracker that I have on here, and the task deadline to be able to come up with um, things I need to do this week, and then a weekly planner. And I like that it has kind of like the Kanban board style, Kanban, I don't know. You guys know what I'm trying to say. Style where you have the not started, in progress, and done, so that I can be able to track my progress as I go along. Yeah, so that's that. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate all the love and new followers that I have. Continue to watch this channel if you're interested in following my writing process, and maybe I can be of help to those who are also going through the writing process. It's not easy, and we all need support. We all need advice. We all just sometimes need to know that we're not going through it alone. So that's what this channel is about. Please let me know if you have any questions or comments. I would love to help as much as I can. That's all I have for today. Next video will probably be doing more things with characters, maybe getting a little bit more specific with how we are creating our character personalities and hobbies and just things like that. I'm not quite sure, but that sounds like maybe something fun. So I'll come up with something fun to do, and we'll just keep chugging along with this book process. That's all I have for today. Take care, guys. Have a good week. Bye.